Good morning, friends. This is time for the trade plan for 24th of August, Monday 2020. This is a video which is specially being made for the English webinar participants on the 22nd of August 2020. Now, in this video, what we are going to try to do is to make a trade plan using all the things that we learned on uh, the Saturday, and from there, trying to have a trade plan in terms of where the market could go. So without wasting any further time, let's start with our first mother market, as it's called, S&P 500. So the S&P 500 chart, let's have a look at the daily here. So as we can see that on Friday, the market post, a bit of consolidation is now trying to move higher. And as you can see from a sideways type of action, we are slowly trying to move up. So this was the box that we have on S&P 500. This box looks like it is now ready to break out. So this is the first piece of information that is relevant to us. Plus, let's have a look at the weekly chart of S&P as well. And on the weekly, again, you can see that we are now beginning to cross the previous all-time high, which was 3393. The close on Friday has been 3397. So one thing is clear, that global markets are up. Okay. Now let's get to the Nifty. Nifty, as you can see here, for last 3 sessions, we open higher and then we close lower. Here we opened higher, we made a red bar because the close was lower than open. We opened again at the lows, went up, closed lower. Again, Friday gap up, but we could not make great amounts of headway. We'll come back to this. Let's go to the weekly chart. Now, weekly chart for the last 4 weeks, we have been doing some sort of a consolidation, and slowly we are pushing on the upside. Now, what is the boundary of this consolidation? The low of this bar here is about 11,057. The highs of both these bars is about 11,345, and this high here is about 11,370. So basically we can figure out that 11,350 to 370 is the upper end of this 4-bar consolidation. Let me draw and show you. So this is a 4-bar consolidation on the weekly. So for everybody who wants to do a swing trade, and we'll come back to day trading, let's first talk about the swing trader. For the swing trader, his stop is now below the highs of these couple of bars. So somewhere closer to 11,250 to 270, the swing trader needs to have his stop. And if we start moving up, I think we should now be trying to hit, basically this is a resistance level that we have been facing, 11,430. In case 11,430 is crossed, the next level for us could be okay. I am doing this analysis right in front of you so that we can all see how these things are done. So the lows of these bars are about 11,850. Okay. So 11,850, 11,870 seems to be, the sort of resistance point we could have for the swing trader. Why can't I draw? Let me see. This is the horizontal line, and this horizontal line we can money. Please bear with me. I'm trying to. Okay. So this horizontal line, I don't think you can see it very well. Let me try a fatter line. Okay, now this is the target which the swing trader needs to have. So from current level, your stop is about 100 points and your target is about 500 points. So basically what we are looking at is, let me write here, swing trade on Nifty is buy with a stop of 11,250 to 70, target of 11,850. Okay, and we will come back to review this on a daily basis. So the idea is that we have a small stop and we are in the direction of the market. Okay, I am assuming here that we open at current levels. Even if we don't open at current levels, the closing has given a buy signal, and Monday morning, post the market, consolidating a little bit, you should be able to enter. Since your stop is fairly wide, I think it shouldn't basically bother you. Even if we open, say, about 50 points higher, the weekly chart is clearly showing that it is ready to expand. Okay, last week's closing was 11,178. This week's closing has been 11,371. So you closed actually 200 points higher. So this way we have now crossed the highs of last week, and with the gap up, I think you will get the sort of confirmation that a swing trader wants. So this is as far as the swing trade on Nifty is concerned. Now let's go back to the Nifty Bank. Okay, what we want to do is first remove the stuff that we have written here in terms of okay. Now you want to okay. Now this is Bank Nifty weekly chart. Now the first thing that I can see here is that it is trying to hold this 20 weekly average. Okay. Now the high of previous week, which means the week before the previous one, was 22,439. The high of this week was about 22,400. So this 22,400 to about 440, this becomes the highs of the current couple of weeks. Now let's go to the uh, daily chart and see what is going on out there. We will confirm these levels with pivots also. So nothing to worry about there. This is a weekend analysis and hence is a deeper analysis than most other times. Now, as you can see, the high of this bar, as we saw on the weekly, is 22,440. The high here is about 22,419. So what we are getting here is a range, like we had one on the Nifty. So basically, if the Bank Nifty starts to cross 22,450 thereabouts, you are looking for a upside all the way to this point. Okay. Now, what kind of stop you want for this sort of position? The low of this bar is about 22, 21,886, which will be a wide stop. The low of this bar is 22,234, which won't be a great stop. The lows here are about 21,990. The low here is about 22,000. So my guess is that since you have closed at I think 22,299 for a swing trader, and I am repeating this again and again so that there is no confusion. I would think that see stops need to keep you in position, so they shouldn't be very narrow. Again, they shouldn't be very wide also. So if you have to look at a stop, a decent stop, I think you have to take into consideration points from where the market has turned. I would think keeping a 22,000 type of stop would be appropriate here. So let me write this down. Swing trade for swing trade Bank Nifty, buy with a stop of 22,200 because we have to take into account a bit of gap also. And target for the swing trader immediately would be 23,000. So you have a 200 point style risk, and the upside would be 23,000. So assuming we open say with 150 point gap, then to basically have a 200 250 point risk, and on the upside you have almost 600 points. So this is the swing trade that we are looking at. So I hope all of you have noted this down. Now let's go to the uh, pivots and see how well this matches with the pivot situation. Okay. Now since we are talking swing, we will look at the weekly pivots. Okay. Now weekly on the Nifty, if you see, you have L3 at 11,291 to about 11,206, and our stop is bang in the middle, 11,250 to 270. On the upside, again, your H3 is 11,463 to about 11,546. So basically, this is the weekly, upside resistance levels that the market needs to cross. Now have a look at the daily pivots. Daily pivots downside is 11,368 to about 11,339, and H3 H4 is 11,396 to 11,415. I would be hoping that we open beyond this zone. Okay, we open beyond this zone and we are likely to hit resistance at 11,450. So this is 11,450. Chances are that we gap somewhere, 50-60 points from the Friday's close, which was 11,377. Okay, and because global markets are up, etc., you don't want to buy at 11,420. You are looking for what the market does after this. If we come back towards 11,390, we will try to buy. Now why 11,390? The pivot point is 11,389 plus the H3 is 11,396. So in this 11,390, 396 zone, if the market is able to hold, operative word, if the market is able to hold, you would buy for your swing position and your intraday position. Now, alternatively, what can happen is we open beyond, say, 11,420 and we start to go flat. If we keep going flat, there is a risk that by end of the day, you come down. So what you want is, you don't want to buy if it goes flat on you. That means there is no follow through buying. What you want is this to come off after the open towards 11,390, 396, and then buy, surely for swing purpose, but for an intraday purpose you get some sort of strong rejection here, which I am hoping you will get. Do not buy into the first gap up. Okay, I think Monday will be different from the last few weeks, and I am hoping to buy on an intraday decline. Like I explained in the webinar, you don't want to be aggressive. So a defensive trader will try to buy on a decline. Okay. So this being said, both on Nifty and Bank Nifty, try to buy on some kind of intraday decline. Now let us see the pivots for the Bank Nifty weekly. Bank Nifty weekly, again, your L3 L4 is 22,139 to 22,211. So your stop is within this weekly support zone. On the upside, you have 2254 to 2275. Okay, so this is the resistance zone which has been stopping the Bank Nifty advance. Okay, so this is daily. On the weekly, if we go down to the Bank Nifty, weekly you have support at about L3, L4, 21,994 to 21,706. And on the upside, you have resistance at 22,570 to 22,858. So our targets are very close to the H4 level. So again, on Bank Nifty, the weekly range is given here, and we are expecting some sort of a breakout. So on the Bank Nifty, again, if you get a 150 point style rally, what you want to do is look for a intraday decline into this zone and then try to buy. Again on Bank Nifty, if you gap up and you start to go flat, I would avoid, because again there is a problem of follow through. We are hoping follow through comes in and we will wait for this zone. What happens if Bank Nifty and Nifty open higher and just start to go up? This is out of syllabus, at least for me, because chasing has not worked in this market and we should not try to chase. So basically, Bank Nifty pivot is 22,259, and somewhere this L3 is 22,364. So in this zone of 22,260 to about 22,360, I think there is a bit of confluence. So you want to buy in this area. Okay. So if this zone holds up and this zone starts to get rejected, what is rejection? You make a big green bar from this zone. This is called rejection of the zone. Okay. So stop loss for intraday Bank Nifty trade, if you get a rejection, obviously this level will become the lower level, 22,354. Once we get rejected from here, okay, and you go back about say 22,400 thereabouts, then your stop becomes the next lower level. Similarly on Nifty, on the intraday, if you buy in this 390 type of zone, obviously you buy once the market comes to 390 and reverses. So your intraday stop will become 11,390 thereabouts, and your intraday target will be possibly 11,450, 460, and then 11,487. On the Bank Nifty, your intraday targets will be 22,519 and 22,661. If you want, I can write this like I wrote for the swing trades. Intraday Nifty buy at 11,390 to 11,396. Again, targets of 11,450 and 11,487. Buy on rejection. So once you get this kind of a green bar from your rejected zone, it should not come back to break this zone. Okay. Hence, I am keeping very small stops so that either it works or it does not work. Okay. So your stop can also be the lower end of this CPR range. So the stop here can be 11,383. So you buy at this 1996 type of zone. Once you reverse, I am again and again repeating this, and keep a small stop of 11,380, 383. That is how intraday trading is done. You don't keep 50 and 100 point stops on intraday, because either the momentum reverses in your favor or it doesn't. Okay. So the advice is that you should basically have small stops and act only when the momentum goes back in your direction. Okay, now let's say intraday bank nifty. Intraday bank nifty, buy at 11,354, stop 11,350, and intraday target should be closer to 11,519 stroke 11,661. So I have given you the index trades now. Now let's go to our individual trades. Today the video will be longer because I am telling you my line of thought. From tomorrow onwards, you may not get as detailed explanation. So please bear with me, because I have to show you how these things they match up with the chart. So let's go back to see the 5-minute chart. Okay. So you have two congestions. Let's start with Nifty first. So on the Nifty, you have congestion here. What is this zone? This is 390 to 410, which was the zone given by Camarilla. You can go back and check. Again, what is the congestion zone on the other side, which is the downside? Let's go back and see. This is the congestion on the downside. Okay. Again, this is given by Camarilla, and you can see on the chart as well. Now, the plan is that we are expecting market to open somewhere in this zone, somewhere here, and we come down, find support, and go back up. Now, what is the problem? The problem which sometimes we are facing is that the market opens gap up here and starts to go sideways and slowly starts to come down. I had explained in the webinar, if any market starts to go sideways on you, all these bulls, they will get finally tired at some point and you will come down. So as far as I am concerned, my syllabus, as I call it, is that if we come down to this zone, I am looking to buy. Otherwise, I will wait and watch. I am hopeful that we will get a breakout tomorrow, but I am not in the chasing camp. Why I am hopeful? Because the weekly shows me that the market is pushing up. Okay, I am hopeful because of this chart. Okay, now quickly let's go and see the bank nifty congestion. Bank nifty upside congestion is this. Let me also mention bank nifty looks stronger than nifty. So if you have to choose one index, you will choose bank nifty. This is the upside congestion. As you can see, this is in that 22,350 zone. Again, what we are hoping for, we open up and get support in this congestion and then start to go up. Okay, this is one. Now, The other congestion is this part here. Where is my pen gone? Okay. So this is my congestion on the downside. So as you can see, this area becomes my stop broadly. Okay, the low of this day, which is about 22,000, this is my stop area. Okay, so now that we have seen Nifty and Bank Nifty on the chart, now let's go and see what I have given you as swing trading ideas. Okay, first of all, the first stock I would like to give is Coromandel International. As you can see here, we have a bit of a flag type formation. Okay, the stock is up above 20 and 50, and post a correction, it is beginning to move back up. So if you have to get into a Coromandel, basically uh, your stop can be somewhere below the 50, say around 740, and the target will be, this level is 840. The stock went down to about 720. So target, just add 120 points to 840. So target here is 960. Stop SL 740. Okay, so this is the first recommendation. Second recommendation is Jubilant Life. Now the pharma sector is doing very well. So that is first thing in its favor. Number two, again, this is a flag pattern, and this is the formation which is visible. Stop below 760. This is 880, 760. Again, add on top of this is, I think, 920. 920 minus 760 is about 160 points. So target, let's say broadly 1000. These are swing based targets. I would say even 1050 is appropriate. So these are swing based targets, hence they will look large. Okay. Second recommendation is this. Now, the third recommendation we have is power grid. Okay. Power grid is okay. Power grid, as you can see, is breaking out of a large consolidation. The low of this consolidation is about 168. So 168 add to the top of 188. So you are getting basically a target of 215 to target 215. Stop somewhere here. So SL is 174. Okay. The idea is to buy all of these things on decline. So do not chase into these stocks and slowly build up your swing trade. Okay. Next target is next stock is MGL. Okay. So Mahanagar Gas, again, it is completing a correction and coming out of the upside. So 1100 minus 960, target here could be 1250. 1100 plus 150, 1250. Your stop is the 200-day moving average. So SL is 990. These are all daily charts. Swing traders look at daily chart. Okay. And now we talk about the final stock, which is HDFC Bank. Yes, HDFC Bank is also a swing trade. And I will give you the reason for that. The reason is it has gone through a significant correction. The bears tried to hammer it once, came back, hammer it twice, came back. So this is a very well corrected stock. And I won't be surprised if it gets back into this kind of zone. So your stop can now be easily say about 1040 and SL 1040, target 1150. Okay, this concludes our swing trading list for the week. See, swing trades are not day trades, so you may not get a similar quantity of swing trades every day. One or two, if we can figure out something, we'll give. But swing trading means holding and carrying positions. Okay. Now we come to the day trades. Please bear with me. Like I said, that today is the first video, so it is going to take a bit longer. On intraday trades, I am bullish on two stocks and bearish on two stocks. This is the list of my stocks: Bajaj Finance, Cipla, BPCL, Bajaj Auto, Hero Moto, TCS, Kotak Mahindra, Reliance, Tisco, Jubilant, Titan. Now, how do I decide that a stock is bullish or bearish? Intraday. If a stock is above its 5-minute 200, I will look for sell positions in that stock. So for example, Reliance is below its 200. Bajaj Finance is below its 200. And if a stock is above its 200, BPCL or something like Titan, I will look to buy into the stock. Okay. Now these are levels on an intraday basis that I have used a Camarilla calculator to get. Camarilla will obviously give you two levels. So you have to decide based on what stocks you will take bullish positions on and on what stocks you will take bearish positions on. So on Bajaj Finance, I will sell if it rallies towards this 3402 to 3422 zone and reverses. Important bit, rejects this price, stop 3422, target 3372 to 3378. Very nearby stops, because once something starts to work, it does not need stops. RIL, weak stock, sell around 2094. This zone of 2094 to 2106, stop at 2106, target of 2065 to 2070. BPCL I am bullish on. I will buy at about 404, 407 on a green bar, stop at 404, target of 412 to 413. Titan is a buy at about 1130 to about 1134, stop at 1130 and target of 1142 to 1146. All of these trades are reversal trades. These are the safest trades. Breakout and breakdown trades, I don't think are appropriate in this kind of a market. But for people who want to do breakout, breakdown, can buy beyond the target levels or sell beyond the target levels on buy and sell calls respectively. But I would not suggest that, neither for Nifty nor for, you see, even the bank Nifty. So this way, this concludes our inaugural video. We will do a review of how things worked out tomorrow evening, and post that, I think we'll be able to get a good handle on what worked and what did not. The plan is in your hands, and following it would be your job. All the best. I hope you people do well, understand the concept, trade with very small amounts of volume and capital, and first get confidence and then trade. Even if you do paper trading, I have totally no objection. So let's start this process, and we have 2 weeks ahead of us. Take care, trade well, and please use your mind when you are acting. Be patient, wait for the stock to reject certain levels, and then do things. Don't do all of this. Choose your favorite stocks or the index and then operate on them. Take care.